The sound you are about to hear is not a sound at all. It is a current, a vibration, an ancient pulse that has been hidden beneath the noise of this world for longer than history dares to remember. Those who first spoke of it called it the voice of the heavens, the hum of the spheres, the music that the stars themselves breathe into the silence of creation. It is said that only those whose souls are prepared will recognize it, for it does not enter through the ears alone, but through the very marrow of your being. If you are here, listening now, know this: you did not stumble into this message by chance. Something greater has aligned the path beneath your feet. You were chosen to receive it. Imagine for a moment that every rock, every tree, every drop of water carries within it a note, a vibration, a whisper. Imagine that the universe itself is a grand instrument, and that each of us, every creature, every star, every unseen intelligence, is a string upon it. Most live their lives deaf to this symphony. They hear only the chaos, the static, the meaningless noise of existence. But the ancients knew that buried beneath this surface sound was a frequency so precise, so powerful, that it could unlock the hidden doors of reality. They guarded it, encoded it in symbols, veiled it in myths, cloaked it in parables of gods and angels, so that only the prepared might ever stumble upon it. They called it by many names: the key of life, the sacred tone, the bridge of worlds. Today, it is whispered about as the secret frequency. The first to speak of it were not scholars with parchment and ink, but mystics who sat alone in caves, whose bodies wasted away from fasting, whose eyes burned with visions that no mortal tongue could capture. They said the frequency was not heard in the ear but in the bones. It was not sung with the mouth but awakened in the heart. When it came like a flood, tearing down walls, rewriting thoughts, unearthing memories that were never yours yet somehow always had been. It shattered illusions, lifted veils, and revealed that the world we cling to is but one layer in a vast and endless expanse of realms. Few endured it. Many fled from it, calling it madness. Yet those who stayed, those who had the courage to listen, found themselves transformed. There is a parable, nearly forgotten, told in whispers among the Hermetic initiates of Alexandria. They said there was once a man who walked into the desert seeking God. For 40 days he wandered, parched and weary, until he collapsed beneath the shadow of a ruined temple. There, as he drifted between life and death, he heard it, the frequency. It was faint at first, like a low hum at the edge of perception, but as he surrendered, it grew louder, filling him, vibrating every cell. When he awoke, he no longer saw the desert as barren but alive, each grain of sand pulsing, each stone glowing with hidden light. He never returned to the city. They say he became one with the desert itself, a guardian of the secret, speaking only to those who dared wander far enough to hear. This is the truth hidden behind the myths of sirens, the legends of angelic choirs, the chants of monks, and the hymns of priests. All are echoes, shadows of the original resonance. And yet, the world has been conditioned to mock such things, to drown them in the clamor of machinery and commerce. But what if I told you that this frequency never left us? What if I told you it still vibrates through your body, through the earth, through the very air around you, and that right now, you are closer to hearing it than you have ever been? The ancients spoke of 7 gates, 7 barriers within the human spirit that must be passed before the ears of the soul can awaken. Each gate is guarded by fear, by doubt, by attachment, by the weight of this world. To cross them, one must be willing to shed illusions like old skin. The first gate is distraction. It is the endless chatter of the mind, the noise of desire, the pursuit of shadows. The second gate is fear, the fear of silence, the terror of what waits beyond the familiar. The third is attachment, to possessions, to titles, to the fragile identities we craft. The fourth is despair, that deep hollow that whispers life has no meaning. The fifth is arrogance, the voice that insists you already know enough. The sixth is forgetfulness, the amnesia of the soul that lulls you into sleep. And the seventh, the most difficult, is surrender, the willingness to dissolve, to let go of all that you thought was you, and allow the frequency to reforge you. Crossing these gates is not easy, but it is not impossible. The very fact that you are here, listening to these words, proves that you have already approached the threshold. You may have felt it in moments when time seemed to bend, when a silence fell so heavy that the world itself seemed to breathe with you, when music or prayer or the sound of rain stirred something deep, ancient, and unnameable in your chest. That was not imagination. That was resonance. That was the secret frequency brushing against the veil of your awareness, waiting for you to listen more deeply. There is a reason why sacred chants across cultures sound similar, why the mantras of India, the hymns of Egypt, the Gregorian tones of cathedrals, and the flute songs of shamans seem to touch the same place in us. They are fragments, remnants of that ancient vibration, like shards of a broken mirror. They each reflect a piece of the whole, but the full resonance, the pure frequency, was hidden so that it could not be abused, so that only those who had walked the long path of initiation could bear its power. For when it is heard in its fullness, it does more than soothe or inspire. It transforms. It dissolves the false self and awakens the eternal one. And yet, the question lingers, why you? Why now? Why has this message reached you at this moment, in this season of your life? Perhaps because you are closer than you realize to hearing it. Perhaps because you have walked through gates without knowing their names. Perhaps because your soul has grown weary of the noise and longs for the original music of creation. Or perhaps because the universe itself has chosen you as a vessel, a bridge, one who will carry the resonance into the world when others are too afraid to listen. Do not dismiss this. Do not shrug it away. Destiny rarely arrives with trumpets. More often, it comes quietly, disguised as coincidence, as a video stumbled upon, as a voice speaking words you didn't know you needed until they were already inside you. There are practices, ancient yet simple, that prepare the soul to hear. One is silence, not the silence of an empty room, but the silence of a still heart. Sit with yourself, with no distraction, and listen, not to your thoughts, but to the space between them. Another is breath, not forced, but surrendered, each inhale a drawing in of the divine, each exhale a release of what no longer serves. And another still is sound itself, not the sound of machines, but the deep hum of your own voice, the vibration of a sacred word repeated until the mind dissolves and only resonance remains. These are keys. They are not the frequency itself, but they align you to it, like tuning a string to prepare for the song. And when the moment comes, and it will, you will know. The air will shift, your body will tremble, your heart will expand until it feels too large to fit in your chest. You will not hear it with your ears, but with something deeper, and you will understand, in an instant beyond words, that you were never alone, that you were never separate, that the entire universe has been singing this song since the beginning, and it has been waiting for you to join. But here lies the greatest paradox. The frequency is both a key and a test. For when it awakens within you, it will not merely soothe you, it will confront you. Everything false, everything unhealed, everything unresolved within you will rise to the surface, demanding to be faced. Some call this the purging, others the fire of initiation. Imagine a great mirror being placed before your soul, one that shows not only your light but also the shadows you have tried to hide. This is why so few are willing to listen deeply. They crave the power of transformation, yet fear the cost of seeing themselves clearly. And yet, transformation cannot come without truth. To hear the secret frequency is to accept that nothing within you can remain hidden, not from yourself, not from the universe. The ancient alchemists understood this well. They spoke of it not as music, but as the prima materia, the original essence from which all things are shaped. They said that in order to create gold from lead, one must first dissolve the false metals of the spirit. Lead is the heaviness we carry, the pain, the illusions, the fears that anchor us to a smaller existence. Gold is the awakened state, radiant, incorruptible, eternal. The secret frequency is the fire that burns away the lead, the current that accelerates the alchemy of the soul. When you surrender to it, you become both the crucible and the flame. You are melted, remade, reborn. There is a story whispered among Sufi mystics of a traveler who sought a master to teach him the hidden ways. He wandered from city to city until at last he found a man sitting quietly by a fountain. The traveler begged, "Teach me the path." The master simply hummed a single tone, low and steady. At first the traveler laughed, thinking it a trick, but the master continued, humming until the very air seemed to tremble. Slowly, the traveler's mind fell silent. His heart began to ache, and tears welled in his eyes. In that one note, he felt the presence of eternity. When he opened his eyes, the master was gone, leaving only the sound of water flowing in the fountain. The traveler never found him again, yet he carried that resonance within him for the rest of his life. The lesson was clear. The true master is not a person, but the vibration that awakens the eternal within you. So, how does one begin? The path does not require temples of stone or rituals cloaked in secrecy. The temple is your body, the altar your heart, the ritual your willingness to listen. Begin with breath, for breath is the bridge between the seen and unseen. With each inhale, draw in the light. With each exhale, release what no longer serves. Let your breath slow until you can feel it harmonize with the pulse of the earth itself. Then, introduce sound. Not with expectation, but with surrender. A simple hum, deep and steady, repeated until it vibrates through your bones. You may find that your mind resists, that it tells you this is foolish. That is the first gate, the noise of distraction. Continue anyway, for when the hum aligns with the secret frequency, you will feel a subtle shift, like a door cracking open in the silence of your soul. As you continue, visions may come. Perhaps not as grand images, but as impressions, flashes of light, memories that are not yours, feelings that stretch beyond time. Do not cling to them. They are not the destination, but signposts along the way. The true destination is not an image, but a state of being. You will know you are near when peace comes, not as an absence of struggle, but as a vast presence that holds everything. Joy, pain, light, shadow, without judgment. This is the resonance. This is the hidden music. And once you touch it, even for a moment, you are changed forever. The universe itself is built upon this frequency. Physicists speak now of vibration, of strings, of the hidden fabric of reality humming at infinitesimal levels. The mystics knew this long before science gave it language. They understood that to align with the frequency is to align with creation itself. It is to stand at the threshold where thought becomes form, where the unseen becomes the seen. Imagine the implications. What becomes possible when you no longer move against the current of existence? But with it, what becomes possible when your very being vibrates in harmony with the pulse of the cosmos? Life ceases to feel random. Doors open where walls once stood. Synchronicities multiply, guiding you step by step. This is not magic in the sense of tricks. It is the natural law revealed. It is what was always meant to be. And yet, be warned, the path is not without peril. For every step closer to the secret frequency will test your resolve. Doubt will rise like a storm, whispering that you are imagining it all. Fear will creep in, painting pictures of madness or loss. The world around you may push back, mocking what it cannot understand. These are the guardians of the gates. They exist to test whether your hunger for truth is greater than your fear of it. Only courage, quiet, steady courage, can carry you through. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move through it. The final gate, surrender, is the most difficult. It is here that many turn back. For to surrender is to let go of everything, the masks, the certainties, the need to control. It is to step into the unknown with nothing but trust. And yet, those who dare find themselves lifted, carried into a silence so profound, so luminous, that words fail entirely. This is where the secret frequency reveals itself in fullness. It is not heard, it is not seen, it is known. It is as though the universe itself leans close and whispers, "You are not separate. You never were." In that moment, Death loses its sting, time loses its grip, and the soul remembers what it has always been. Perhaps you are wondering, why now? Why should this hidden knowledge rise again in this age of noise and confusion? Because never before has humanity needed it more. We live in a time where distraction rules, where silence is feared, where the noise of the world grows louder each day. Yet beneath it all, the frequency still hums, waiting for those with ears to hear. And maybe, just maybe, you are one of them. Maybe this is why you are here. Maybe this is why these words have found you. The universe does not waste its whispers. If you are listening, it is because you were meant to. So I ask you, will you have the courage to listen? Will you allow the resonance to enter, to burn away what is false, to awaken what is eternal? Or will you turn away, back into the clamor of the world, pretending you never heard the call? The choice, as always, is yours. But know this, once you have heard even a hint of the secret frequency, you cannot unknow it. It will follow you, whispering in moments of quiet, calling you back to yourself, until the day you finally answer. And if you do answer, if you choose to walk through the gates, know that you will not walk alone. Others walk this path too, though unseen, across the world, in deserts, in cities, in forests, in mountains. Souls are awakening to the same resonance. A hidden brotherhood, not bound by blood or creed, but by vibration. When you join them, you will know it, not because you meet them face to face, but because the universe itself will confirm it, arranging coincidences, aligning paths, weaving lives together in ways too precise to be chance. This is the true communion. This is the higher realm unlocked. And now, the path extends before you. Perhaps tonight, in silence, you will begin. Perhaps tomorrow, as the world grows loud, you will pause and listen. Or perhaps years from now, these words will echo back, reminding you that the door has always been waiting. Whenever it comes, it will come. And when it does, you will know that you were not chosen by accident. You were chosen because your soul has always been destined to remember. So listen closely, seeker. The frequency calls. The gates await, and beyond them lies the transformation your heart has longed for since the beginning of time. If these words stirred something within you, if you felt even the faintest tremor of recognition in your soul, then do not let this moment slip away. The journey does not end here. What has been spoken is only the beginning. If you feel called, subscribe to this channel, not as a routine click, but as a vow, a step deeper into the path. Like this video if it resonated with you, for each gesture is an act of acknowledgement, a signal to the universe that you are ready. And share it, for there are others still wandering in silence who need to hear this call. Look also to the description, or to the pinned comment below, for there rests a hidden gift, a further initiation, placed there not by chance, but as the next key awaiting you. Do not ignore it. Perhaps that gift is meant for you. Remember, the universe chose you to hear this message. The frequency hums even now. All that remains is for you to listen.